I was spending like all the money I earned from DJing. I was just spending. My account would like go up and then I'd spend it all. I felt like unfulfilled, unsatisfied with life. I had one super close friend, like my brother. The relationship with him, I didn't realize was actually, it was almost like holding me back. He was like holding my wings and I didn't even realize it. Probably the prophet. I have huge dreams.
But one day he decides to do something which changed his life.
This time last year, something literally just like a fire ignited within me. I actually can't explain. Like my friends ask me like, how the hell have you done this in a year? Or like, what keeps you so motivated? How are you motivated every morning to like go again? Hey people.
What's your name? What do you do?
My name is Josh Kenton. I am 27. I have built a property company. The last kind of year I've been going all in, focusing on this company, and yeah, I want to bring everyone on this journey. I'm at a point in my journey where I'm just about to start building a team, about to get an office. We've just expanded into Paris. Everything so far has been built by myself, but I thought I want to document the journey, you know, building this company from the ground up.
That's great. So what's your origin story like?
I wasn't originally in property at all. I studied business management at university, and then I started DJing at university, which was, yeah. So I was in there, I was actually working for a nightclub, selling tickets, started DJing, you know, when I was 19, 20, super fun. I finished uni, 21, didn't really know what I wanted to do, but I liked music. I used to sing as well, and I was DJing. So I was
let's hear some vocals.
No, not today. It's a good auto-tune, maybe. Yeah, I was like, I don't really know what to do. I don't think many people know what they want to do at 21. So I was still figuring it out. There was a music production school in Shoreditch that I went to learn to produce music, DJ, and singing as well. So I was like, let's give this a go. I went there for a year. I moved to London with my friend. So fun being 21 in London, and did this music school, got my degree. But pretty much I decided I want to really go all in on the music, and being in London was like a huge distraction because I was going out, all my friends were here. So I actually moved to Oman, which is a country in the Middle East. It's like next to Dubai. For me, it's like my favorite place in the world. Pretty much my family have a house there. So we used to go for vacations and things during the breaks, but it's empty all year. So I thought, let me just take all my gear, keyboard, speakers, equipment out there, live by myself, away from everyone, and write music. I thought that was going to be like the best outcome for me. Literally, I got there after 2 months, COVID happened, and I got stuck there for about a year and a half.
You were stuck there for a year. I wouldn't even know what to feel if I was there like you.
I then came back to London and wanted to pursue the music career and DJing. So I started DJing, built up like a lot of connections in London and was focusing on that. But it kind of just got me so far and it plateaued, and it was a lot of late nights and drinking and all of that stuff. And I got to a point where I didn't see much growth. I probably was doing that for like a year and a half, which brings me to like 24, 25 years old. I actually didn't feel that happy. Like I felt like unfulfilled, unsatisfied with life. DJing was never my passion. I loved music, and DJing's more of like knowing what song to play at the right time. And I feel like I had a good idea and a good like taste in music, and I could read a crowd really well. So I was doing well with DJing, but it was nothing crazy. I traveled. I DJed in Hong Kong, Saudi Arabia, Dubai. Like I traveled to these places and it was really cool. But what I really loved was writing music and singing. And that's what I really loved. But I don't think I had the drive to like fully go all in like I've done with this company that we're going to speak about later. And it kind of was more of a hobby, I realized, than a true passion. So that's where it kind of fizzled out. And then the DJing I was just doing to make a living. Obviously, as you get older, there's only so much money I could make because it's kind of just working weekends, and the amount that I was getting paid was kind of fixed. It wasn't going up, and yeah, I didn't see longevity in it. So whilst I was DJing, I actually have an apartment in northwest London, like a small little 2-bed that we were selling. And whilst it was for sale, I was like, rather than it just sitting empty, let me put it on Airbnb and kind of see what happens, or trying to make a little bit of money whilst it's on the market for sale. And that's how I first kind of discovered this business model, because what we were making in 2 weeks from renting out that apartment was like more than what we'd rent out for in a month on like a long-term lease. So that's how I got kind of a feel for it. There was some horror stories to begin with because I had no idea what I was doing. I feel like with everything, you learn by your mistakes. But that's how I kind of got a feel for it. And there was another apartment I was living in because that was a rental property. The other apartment I was living in, I was renting out the spare room. So I kind of got a feel for looking after guests and managing people and creating that relationship with guests. So it's like, that's how it started. And I was doing that whilst I was DJing. And it was kind of making a bit of side income. And I was doing that for a while, like the whole time throughout my DJing. So I had these like 2 properties on the go. And then when I realized I wanted to stop DJing, I was like, you know what? Like, fuck this. To be honest, like, I don't wanna, I can't do it. I wasn't happy. And I was like, there must be something else. And this property stuff was kind of like a side hustle. I actually went back to Oman because I had a really good experience there last time. I bought a bunch of books. This was in like April 2022. I bought a bunch of books, flew out there for about 5 weeks, and I was like, okay, I'm going to change my life. So I read all these books, I studied about this industry, I created like a company, I created a website, all these like basic foundation things. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna focus on this because I feel like there's definitely potential here for something. And then from there, I actually went to Bali because my family just moved to Bali. So I'm literally like the last one left in London with my mum's here as well. So I went out there for the first time, and that was a crazy experience for me because it's a super spiritual place. And my stepmom, she's really spiritual, so she got me like involved in all of this kind of healing, meditation stuff, and kind of showed me this way. I had the most amazing time, met some like amazing people, and really got into that kind of spiritual side. People might think it's like a bit woo-woo, but to be honest, even, you know, writing down what you're grateful for every day and these small things, I think it's so powerful and can set you up for like the most amazing day. And it really cleared my mind. I'll get onto the property thing, but this is all leading up to it. The friendship circle that I had in London they were my close friends, but it's actually quite toxic. It was a lot of all drinking, all going out, late nights, spending loads of money. I was spending like all the money I earned from DJing, I was just spending. I wasn't saving any money. My account would like go up and then I'd spend it all. Trips, all this stuff, and it was so fun. I had one super close friend, like my brother, like close, so close. The relationship with him, I didn't realize was actually, it was almost like holding me back. He almost had this thing over the top of me where it's like he was like holding my wings, like holding like an anchor to the ground. And he didn't mean it maliciously. And I didn't even realize it. And then when I went to Bali, I actually went to this like tarot card reader where she'll like tell you your future or tell you how you're feeling. She's supposed to predict things. And she was like, revealed these cards. And she was like, you're in an argument with your best friend. And I was like, no, I'm not. Because at this time, we were like so close. I was like, no, I'm not. Like, that's wrong. Literally the next week, I stopped speaking to him. And we haven't spoke since. And I was like, you know what? Like, I don't actually need this. And it's so hard to explain. It was really hard to explain to him. And, you know, I stopped speaking to him. I met some new people out there and then came back, and, you know, he was like my closest friend. So I almost had to start from the beginning, and I felt free, and it was great because I was meeting new people. I was going out here and going out there, and it allowed me to kind of spread my wings. And that's when I first properly felt like a new beginning, like a new chapter. How it probably started. So this kind of time last year, February 2024, something like clicked within me. I'd met my girlfriend. I realized, you know, I'm 26, 27, I'm getting older, I'm going to need to start like providing here. And the money coming in was low. Like this time last year, probably the profit we made in February 2024 was like £1,500, £2,000, which is not bad, but I have huge dreams. And it was just like, is this it? This time last year, something literally just like a fire ignited within me. I actually can't explain what it is, because like my friends ask me like, how the hell have you done this in a year? Or like, what keeps you so motivated? How are you motivated every morning to like go again? And I don't really know exactly what the answer is, but it's just like relentless fire, and it just kept going. every day. So the aim was to build up the portfolio of properties. I started with 2, and it was just trying to meet landlords and then pitch them on my idea and my services and how I can make them more money by running their property as like a Airbnb or a short let. And that's how it started. So we built up the portfolio more and more. I met like a really good cleaning team, maintenance people, and built up that core foundation to help operate the business. And then it was, or is, me running, getting new properties, dealing with the guests, marketing and things like that. So we just grew the portfolio more and more until we got to maybe like 30 properties by the end of the year from 2, which was crazy. So like by the end of the year, we're making a lot of money, which was, super good. Something like I've never experienced, like making like decent money before, and living in London is so expensive, so it's needed. And I finally felt like, wow, I've like accomplished something. My family's so proud of me. My friends are like, whoa. And a lot of people at the beginning, because I was been posting about it on social media, a lot of people almost think it's like a joke, or I'm lying, or I'm faking it, or like, look at this guy, so embarrassing. Look at him, he's walking around these properties, like, who is he? But you kind of just need to ignore it. If you feel like truly passionate and believe in something, just go for it. So yeah, it started off like I'd just find the properties, I'd put them on Airbnb, I'd get the bookings, and I managed the cleaning and all that stuff. But as I've grown, it's developed into so much more. It's more than an Airbnb business. I have a true passion. I actually feel like the way that landlords and homeowners own their home is shifting, and I feel like a way of hybrid living is coming, and I want to ignite that spark. It's like a service we're providing to try and help landlords, number one, maximize the rental yields that their properties can generate and give them back control and flexibility with their own home. And then on the other side, it's the guests. You got to look after the guests. You got to provide hospitality and amazing service so they keep coming back. So we've taken on some like spectacular homes, beautiful homes in London, and get on to Paris, just taking on some amazing properties there. So there's kind of like 2 aspects to it. So it's a lot more than just a Airbnb property management company. It's a service we're providing to landlords and also to the guests. So I'm finding like right now, because we've grown so much, I'm in need of, a team. I think it's so important to build that power team to grow a company with. I want like partners by my side who are hungry and who are super excited and passionate about like the mission, because doing everything by myself is like crazy. It's so stressful. The marketing, social media, the reaching out to landlords, dealing with the endless problems that can occur from this industry, the guests complaining about small things. So yeah, building a team is like top priority right now, because you need a team to expand. And then I want to document like the journey. I feel like personally for me, firstly, if I can look back at some of this content, the videos from when I first started, that's so nice for me to be able to look back and see the journey and reflect. And in the digital age, these things last forever. I can show my children, and it's such a nice feeling. Like, this is what your dad was doing when he was 27. And also there's a lot of people who are maybe lost, or in a position where I was a couple years ago. I was literally so lost, had no idea what I wanted to do, and it could inspire some people or help people and give them guidance on kind of how to grow a business, because I'm learning as I'm going. There's so much I don't know. As I said, I'm just at the beginning of this journey. So if I can document what I'm doing and help other people, and it can also help, grow my brand and grow the company's brand. The aim is to take this hopefully one day around the world, and I would love to document and show people that's possible, and inspire people along the way. So obviously to summarize everything, started off with the music and everything was great. Then in my kind of mid-20s, 24, 25, felt quite lost. From there, had to really almost take a step back and look at the big picture and where I wanted to go with this. And from there, I've kind of built everything myself. I didn't have a mentor. I feel like mentorship can kind of fast track you, but I didn't have the money at the time to pay for that. So it was YouTube videos or content like this, and watching people similar in the space and trying to learn from them, reading books, built everything on my own, learned from mistakes. I feel like having a mentor can eliminate that, because they can teach you the mistakes ahead of time rather than actually going out there and making the mistakes. I made plenty of mistakes, lost money because of it, learned the hard way and built the business. It was tiring, it was every day, it was non-stop. It's when you're building your own baby, it's not 9 to 5, it's 24/7. You can't stop. It's every day, weekends. You have to give it your everything. And yeah, we grew from 2 properties to around 30 properties in a year. Beginning of this year, we have just expanded into Paris. We've got some really beautiful properties out there. I'm actually looking to get someone on the ground in Paris who can help to manage and operate that. And then in London, looking for someone to help with the operations here. So the plans are this year to keep growing the portfolio in London, also focus on Paris, grow a team, focus on building content, focus on building the personal brand, documenting this whole journey because it's going to get pretty crazy. That's my prediction. It's just getting busier and busier, and I'd love to take people on this journey. And yeah, the aim for the year is just to keep growing the company and get to a position where we have a nice, really powerful unit, a team working together and just all guns blazing to grow a super company. So guys, follow this journey. I'm planning to document everything, the mundane, the boring stuff, the exciting stuff, the travels, the vlogs, unfiltered footage of what it's like building a property company from, the beginning. It's literally me to hiring people to venturing into different companies. There's going to be problems, there's going to be huge highs and lows, and I just want to document this full journey. So please subscribe, follow the journey. Let's go.